right, you guys, welcome back to the Unscripted Podcast with
S.
Okay, I swear I need to lock in on our introduction. But this is our special guest, Miss
Abby.
Hey, and she's back for a round two. If you watched last week's episode, it was over.
Forgiveness.
The struggle is great.
Wait, oh my gosh, I'm slow. Okay, forgiveness.
Sorry, I probably.
And if you watched the episode, you would have known why we are doing it in the same night.
Yeah, which is why we're wearing the same outfits. We're not outfit repeaters. Yeah. Anywho, we're excited. We've already kind of gotten a preview over Abby, so we don't really need to restate.
Yeah, you need to watch that episode and then you'll see.
But yeah, we're very excited, and today our topic is about
gossip. And we all know.
And we can't wait to clock some people. No, I'm kidding. But no, this is a topic that we've been waiting to talk about for a while now, and I think it's gonna be
good.
Yeah.
Entertaining. You guys better watch the whole thing.
Definitely moving. And we have a lot of scripture to back it up because gossip is a big topic in today's world, especially with youth, because it's honestly a conversation starter. It's really bad.
Yeah.
So
there's no hi, how are you anymore. It's like, did you hear about what Kayla did? Literally. Yeah. I've witnessed it so much times.
It's a lot, and especially in high school and a bit in middle school. So let's just dive right into it because we don't have too much time. We're probably gonna run this one to about 40 minutes. So just be prepared. If you don't have a long attention span, do 10 minutes a day.
Yeah. You can make it work.
Yes. Anywho, do you mind if I start off with a verse?
Yes, you can start. What's the verse? Get your Bibles out.
My first verse is Proverbs 11:13. So turn your Bibles. I'm not going to do too much waiting because we don't have too much time. But Proverbs 11:13. I'm doing a lot of Proverbs verses, by the way, because we're a Proverbs kind of study. Proverbs 31 woman.
Yes.
So a gossip.
11:13?
Yes, 11:13. A gossip betrays a confidence, but a trustworthy person keeps a secret. So, how do we take that? Because I feel like a lot of times we're told oh, secrets can be like a sin, it can be not inclusive,
Yeah.
Wait, did you say a trustworthy person can keep secrets?
A trustworthy person keeps a secret.
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely that verse because I feel like secrets. Some people feel secrets don't make friends. You should tell me the secret or something. But if someone trusts you enough to tell you that, and they ask, especially if they tell you, don't tell anyone, and you still tell someone, you're not that trustworthy, are you? Because if they say out their mouth, don't tell anyone, then why are you doing it?
Then that's gossip. That turns into gossip.
Exactly.
And I think we get mixed up on gossip and informing. There's a line. And people cross the line too much.
All the time.
Oh my goodness. And every single one of us here falls into it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. We are not speaking like we're some sort of prophet, bro. Because we all fall into it. But it's having the realization gossip and informing are two different things. Gossip is bringing up a situation that you're not involved in or you are involved in, but the other person doesn't need to know.
Yes.
Informing is telling someone something about a situation in order to help fix it, improve it. It's informing to make the situation at hand better. If it's not doing that, then you don't have a reason to share.
And sometimes it's okay to keep some stuff to yourself. I have something right here, and I wrote something down, and it's when someone upsets us, it's so tempting to share with others because it validates us, but it devalues the other person.
Ooh, whoa, slow that down because that was good.
I'll say it one more time. When someone upsets us, it's tempting to share with others because it validates us, but it devalues the other person. So, back to what Kayla said, there's a difference between, I guess, gossiping and informing. And with this, I would say, if you get upset by something someone did and you're talking about it with your friend, you're talking about why it made you upset, but like not talking about it where that person's like making them sound horrible. Like I don't know how to say it. Like back to devaluing the other person, because gossip is really harmful because it doesn't say the truth, and it devalues the person that's being spoken about, and it divides people, and it's ungodly. Like gossip actually brings so much drama and it divides people so quick and fast. So it's better to just keep your mouth shut at this point.
It has a negative connotation for a reason.
Exactly.
Yeah. What do you think about this? Because me and Abby, if you watched our video, are in the same grade, and it's like we are in the same friend group because of my bestie, and like we hear a lot of chitter chatter, and a lot of times people don't mean it to be super negative, but it is, and it's normalized, so it's okay, but it's not. Yeah.
Also, Abby, you can go.
Did I say something? I didn't say something.
Okay, what I was gonna say was like I also feel like there's a thing with like oversharing and then like gossip, because I feel like I don't know, I struggle a lot with oversharing, trying to get better, but like when you're so comfortable around someone, you might just overshare everything, but like what you're sharing might not be about yourself. You're sharing stuff about other people.
I have one.
Other people's business.
Yeah, so we just talked about how like a gossip betrays confidence, right? It restates it again in the Bible. When the Bible restates something, it means it. Like
listen.
So, Proverbs 20, 19. A gossip betrays a confidence, so avoid anyone who talks too much.
Okay.
Now, there's context in that. Someone who talks too much about those things. Gossip. Avoid someone who talks too much about things they shouldn't be talking. Sorry, I went really quiet there. I don't know if you could hear. About things they shouldn't be talking about. And I'm saying it again because I need it to be up here in your guys' noggins, because once you start surrounding yourself with those types of people, you become that type of person.
Yes. And with that verse, like, a gossip betrays confidence, so avoid anyone who talks too much. Like, once you're around the gossipers, you'll turn into them. But if you don't like the gossiping, then it's better you turn away fast. Because imagine, like, you're with your friends and all they ever talk about is someone else in a negative way. Never uplifting anyone. They just always are gossiping. It's never a conversation. And if it is a conversation, it's just gossip every time. You don't want to be around those people that just gossip all the time.
Yeah, and I think sometimes people just like join in with it because like it's just like the easiest way. Because they don't want to get talked about. So they just
That's a big thing. That's a very big thing.
It could be something as simple as prom. Oh, let's talk about dates. Like, oh my gosh, did you hear about this and that? This and that. Sometimes you really don't need to be informed about this, but then they keep adding on. Like, oh, maybe they like each other. Then gossip can start rumors. Rumors can start drama. Drama can start conflict. Conflict can start more. And it just explodes. And it all starts with gossip.
And it could ruin people's, like, lives, like, rumors and stuff.
Not like lives, but like lives.
Yeah, like I feel like when it starts with gossip, then it turns into a rumor. Oh, this person did this, and they know like they didn't do that, and they're trying to fight for their life to prove that they didn't. But gossip gets around so fast, like around the whole school within a day, because people talk. That's what they do.
Yeah, and it's like, as a Christian, even if you're not a Christian, just be careful what you say. I think that if you start changing your perspective on it, if you start shifting your perspective to be like, should I be talking about this in the first place, and you ask yourself that question before you begin, you're gonna realize a lot of change can happen with you in you personally. Because if you start changing your words to be more positive, your life is gonna become more positive.
Yes, exactly. I agree.
What makes, okay, this is a bad question, but I feel like this is what people want to hear. What makes you upset about gossip? how has it affected you? And
Like me.
yeah, personally, why does gossip make you mad?
Because half the time it's just like not true. Like, and words get flipped so fast. Like, so fast.
Mhm.
For example, I could be like, did you see? No. Okay. I could be like, I liked Kayla's dress today, but I just didn't like the color. I could tell it to someone, right? They take it as I said I hated Kayla's dress and she looked so ugly. She's the most hideous person I've ever seen. Then they tell someone else that I want Kayla to die. Like, it gets flipped so fast. Like, the words change so fast.
Yeah,
And that's what makes me so upset about gossip, because when it gets around, the words flip. It's never going to be the same story. Or, like, if you're meant to tell someone one thing, it's the way you said it isn't going to be the way it comes out. That's what I hate about gossip. Like, if I tell my friend something and then someone brings it up to me in a way that I never said it.
Right.
Like, if you're going to talk, say it right. Have the right information. Like, you're not even, like, it's not even nowhere close where I was going to say. And people just like to take what they hear and make it something of their own, for their own drama, for their own entertainment, you know?
Yeah. And, like, usually I just ask them, like, where did you hear that? Or, like, did you talk to them and they told you that?
Exactly.
But if they're like, no, there's someone else told me, I'm like, okay.
Like, you can only hear so much about another person, but not from that person. Like, I can only hear so much about Kayla from Abby until I need to go talk to Kayla.
Yeah.
Like, is this true? Like, talk to that person. If, like, it keeps getting back to you, like, I don't know, if someone was talking bad about someone to me, and I'm like, oh, did they tell you that? No. I heard it from this person, and that person heard from that person, and that person heard from that person, then it's not true, most likely. Like, 9 times out of 10, it's not true. You gotta check with the person that this is all coming from, because that's how rumors and everything goes.
Yeah.
We just watched a video in church about this. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we were just, I don't know if you were in the service today, but, or if you're helping with the kids. However, our pastor, because we went to the same church, our pastor showed us a video of this guy. It was a line of like 20-something men. And at the beginning of the line, this one guy showed someone how to start a motorcycle. It was like, put your hands on the wheel, kick start it, go. It ended up being a salute. And that shows you like how fast, like, even if parts of it are true, everything gets twisted.
Yeah.
And it goes back to the Bible too. Because what we were talking about is, how like the manuscripts that the Bible started off with on the scrolls have been changed into these horrible versions, not horrible versions, but different versions of the Bible that aren't really the Bible anymore. So you're reading scripture that is human interpreted instead of God breathed. And that goes into our conversations too. Are we speaking words that speak truth? First of all, that's rumors. You don't want to be the person to start a rumor just because you heard something. I fall into that. So does everybody, because it's so simple to, especially in high school, middle school, because it's so normalized. And to take the stand to break it is so hard. And like, you can try so much, but like, we're all nosy. Anyhow, moving on. Gossip in and of itself, like, it's just telling people information they really don't need to know.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, hey, even if it is true, do they need to know? I'm gonna use a random example. If I tell Abby, now I'm obviously gonna tell Abby more things because I'm her really close friend, I'm her best friend, so I'm gonna tell her things. But let's say I go to a different friend at my school, right? And it's a random girl, and I'm like, hey, did you hear that this senior went off and drank this much and smoked this weed, da-da-da? Do they need to know that? No. Technically, does Abby either? No. But you have to know where your words are going, what it's doing, and should you be sharing it in the first place? And if it's a no, then don't share it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another thing I would say about that is like knowing where your words are going, and like that's what for me, like with that putting trust in someone.
Yeah.
Like, if you know that you have this friend at school that you know that really has a big mouth and talks, why would you tell them anything? and then you get mad when your business gets around.
Yeah.
Like, you have to know where your words are going, and then also just think about, like, do they need to know that, or do you want to have a conversation? Do you want to start a conversation but you don't know how, so you're going to start a conversation about someone else? Like, there's so much times, and I'm guilty of this at school, and I'm just like, there, and everyone's silent. Someone says, oh, did you see this person's story? She's pregnant. Starts a whole
Sorry,
conversation.
that was so crazy. But
Whole conversation, because everyone's silent until it's gossip, and it's really annoying. Like, that's why at school, like, sometimes I really just gotta put my AirPods in and mind my business, because, like, do I need to know this? And, like, sometimes, like, you know, like, when you hear gossip, you start feeling bad for the person who's being gossiped about. And I feel like, okay, if people, if you have a friend that gossips about their friends, think about what they would say about you.
Yeah.
Behind your back.
There we go. Clock that, please.
Like,
That's the thing.
think about what they would say about
Yes.
you, and I've seen it so much. It drives me insane. They can talk so bad about one of their close friends, and they still smile in their face every day. Think about what they say about you.
Don't be a two-faced person.
Yes.
Nobody likes it. It makes life so hard.
Okay, now I remember what I was gonna say. I feel like don't talk about anyone if you wouldn't say it to their face. Don't, like, say anything behind someone's back if you wouldn't say it to them. Because then, like, for me, like, I'm trying to work on that. Like, I don't want to talk about someone if I'd be too scared to say that to them.
Yeah.
Instead of telling all these other ears, which all those other ears are probably going to tell that person at the end of the day. And that person can be like, why didn't you just come talk to me about it? Like, I feel like it doesn't have to go through each person. Go to the person. Like, especially when you have a problem with someone, it doesn't have to go through multiple ears. Just go to the person you have a problem with and figure it out. Because it's easier that way. And, like, even you just expressing your feelings can turn into drama. Because people gossip and they turn your words, that when you're expressing your feelings, they turn your words into you saying you hate that person and all that and that. So I just feel like, don't talk about someone if you wouldn't say it to their face. And that's just that.
Since we're talking about friends, I have another verse. Proverbs, 16:28. Open it up. Proverbs 16:28. A perverse person stirs up conflict. So basically, like a negative person, if you want to simplify that way down. And a gossip separates close friends. And a gossip separates close friends. This, first of all, let's take this back. This is in the Old Testament. This has been said for thousands of years. A gossip separates close friends. Like, really take that in, hone that in. Like, understand that gossip hasn't just started this century. It hasn't just started this decade, this generation. It's been going on since your parents' were in college. Or, well, not college, but in whatever you want to call it. It's been going on for too long. And the Bible literally says that it's messed up close friendships, and it's messed up way more, because gossip is not good, and it's not godly, it's not right, it's not just, it's not nothing good. It's not nothing good.
Mm-hmm.
And so take yourself away from it.
Yeah.
But it's hard, and I'm not saying it's easy, because you could be in church, and you could be like, oh, guess what I just heard about this person? Like, it's so easy, because sometimes you don't even realize you're gossiping. You start talking to them in the middle of your sentence, you're like, oh, did we talk about
because
it?
it's like so regularized now, I guess,
Yeah.
that you don't realize. Like, sometimes I'm talking and I'm just talking the talk, and I really don't realize it, and then I'm like, did I need to say that? Like oh, that sounded like gossip, but that wasn't your intention, I guess.
Exactly. And even if it's not your right intention, still, like, I don't know, just try to think before you speak.
And I also feel like you can never grow from gossip, or just like anything in general. You can't grow from gossip if you don't know, like, the root and why that's a problem for you. Is it the people you hang around with? Like, why is gossiping Like, do you just hang out with a bunch of gossipers? And to grow and to not want to do it anymore, you really have to cut the people off that gossip around you, because that's what tends you. Like, if you hang out with people that only uplift other people, then that's what you're going to start doing too.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to, like, find the root and just cut it off, because gossip can be very, 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 very harmful to people. And it's not good, and it's not something that anyone should be doing. No excuses. Like, gossip is just very bad.
Yeah. How have you seen gossip, Abby? And, like, I don't know, how have you taken it?
I just feel like people just do it because they just have nothing to talk about.
Yes. It's such a conversation starter. Like, I don't know why, though.
It really is. And it's because, like, it's interesting, is what it seems like. And a lot of the times it is. We can't lie.
Like tea. Like, I want the tea, too.
I want the tea, too. That's basically saying I want the gossip.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel like people do it to, like, separate friends or friendships.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I don't know. Let's say me and Kayla had, like, a really good friendship. And, you came in and, like, told Kayla something about me just so that you can, like, become closer with her.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, she drops me.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
That's a different outlook.
And, like, that's on one of my notes. Like, it divides people and isolates, like, the person. Like, gossip can divide so much friendships and relationships.
It's so... why do I keep using the word sad? But there's really no other way to describe it. Because, like, it goes back to our 3rd episode. Now we're on our 5th episode. And I keep taking it back to the power of words. But all of it connects to that.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, realize that, like, the power of the tongue holds a lot of, like, power. I don't know how else to say it except for that. And it's like, if you're saying bad things, then bad things are gonna circle back.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like in the Bible it says, like, what comes out your mouth can either bring death or it can bring life. Like, you kind of just gotta choose. Like, when you're talking, is it really necessary what you're talking about? And then also, I feel like with gossip, like, most of the time, people want to talk about other people. They never want to talk about what's going on with themselves. Like, it's never like, oh, did you hear what this person did? Or it's never like, do you want to know what I had for breakfast? Like, it's never about you. It's always about someone else, because you don't ever want the gossip to be about you. But when you gossip about other people, then one day the gossip will be about you too, because it's just like, it's all gonna get to that point.
And if you think about it, anybody can gossip about anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's a conversation starter. Because it's like, oh, well, do you remember when I did this and that? And, like, they were such a bad person. Like, that's where I get so whatever between gossip and information. Because it's like, information is normally for the better. Gossip, I used to think, like, oh, you can be, like, gossiping to, like, be like, oh, they were good. No, that's just talking to someone about, like, wow, Abby's really amazing. She's a really great person. When I was, like, younger, I'm talking, like, 12, so it was, like, a while back. But, like, I used to think that was gossip, like, saying, oh my gosh, Abby's so amazing, No, it's just uplifting someone. That's not gossip. Gossip is negative for a reason. We don't talk about we don't talk about gossip in a positive way because it's negative, period.
Exactly, and that's why people try to make it so hidden, like, so secretive, because they know they're not supposed to be gossiping. They know it's wrong. Like, if gossiping was good, wouldn't we just all, like, not care? No, but you care because you know it's wrong.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's all fun and games until it's you. I'll just say that.
Oh,
it's all fun and games until it's you. Because, like, I've seen it. As much as, like, at school, like, my friends, they talk about everyone. And, like, most of the times I just put my AirPods in because there's not much that I really can say to stop them from talking. But, like, what I'm trying to say is it's all fun and games until it's you. Like, okay, so my friend could be talking bad about someone, like, so horribly, right? Then I'm in class, I hear that person talking bad about my friend. Like I said, it's all fun and games until it's you. You don't want to be gossiped about. It's not fun. But the more you gossip about people and they hear, like, then you're so easy to gossip about because they're like, oh my gosh, she's always talking bad about people. Like, she never has anything nice to say. So I just feel like don't gossip if you wouldn't want it to be done back to you. Like, if you know that your feelings would be hurt and you wouldn't like the feeling of knowing people are saying negative stuff about you behind your back, then you shouldn't do it to other people.
And here's the struggle. Because when you call out gossip, you seem like the bad person. You seem like the person who's like, oh my gosh, they're literally like such a mom. Like they're
Yeah.
like always trying to like stop this talk and it's not even that bad. Da-da-da. Sometimes like, I was having this conversation with a group of girls and they were informing me. Now there was a person who was like, let's stop the gossip. That's a different situation because sometimes you need to be informed. Now, you know the situation because you were there.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing was, I was being informed, and that's where, like, when is it gossip and when is it informing, and you have to know the difference. And I really encourage you to look at the difference because there is a difference. And I'm saying that there's a difference and you need to know the difference. And I keep saying the word difference because there is a difference. And please figure it out because it's so important to know it.
Mm-hmm. Like, there's a big difference. Like, I could be informing. So, Kayla, would you take this as gossip? Let's see this.
Okay.
If you missed a day at church and a lot of stuff happened at church, I'm informing you what happened. Just telling you the rundown. Would you take that as gossip?
Depends what the situation is. That's also what happens. Tell me, come up with a random situation.
So, like, basically, like, Pastor did, like, 10 backflips on stage.
That's informing.
Barney fell off of the stage. People were fighting. Daisy said this about
Not
Lily.
you using our code names. Oh.
Daisy said this about Lily. Lily dragged Baby off the stage. Like, it was crazy, like a mass fight.
Okay, there we go. That's informing. Now, if I look at
If
Abby,
it wasn't true, then I feel like
that's rumor. No, gossip is like,
I
That's
feel like
not
gossip.
okay, ready? Okay, this is, okay. Now, by what I've been saying, that would technically be gossip, but here's the difference. The situation isn't meaning anything bad.
Yeah.
First of all, it's just informing because it's whatever. Now, let's say it was personal.
Mm-hmm.
Personal. A lot of times, gossip is personal information being spread. That's not personal. If, let's say, Pastor fell off the stage, mid preach, he just starts tumbling, and I miss the day. Loki, you're gonna tell me, and that's not gossip. Now, let's say someone was in prayer and they said to the entire church congregation, like, they were really struggling with, this is really random, but let's say an addiction of some sort. And like, they just didn't know how to deal with it. That's all. That can be informing. Hey, Kayla, let's pray about this.
It's how you say it, too.
It's how you say it. Now, this person is struggling with drug, whatever. Let's be praying for them. Now, if you come and say, guess what? And say, guess what?
Guess what?
What? And you start going off about, oh my gosh, they have this drug addiction. They're like into drugs.
Yeah.
Nobody knew this. Can you imagine? It matters how you say it.
Exactly.
Because informing is for the betterment. Gossip has no good intention.
Exactly. And I feel like as Christians, like, if you really want, how do I say this? Like, if you care enough to talk about it, maybe just say, like, hey, like, we should pray for this person. Like, I heard in church, like, they're going through this and this, and we should really pray for them tonight. That's different. But if you're just going to talk about it with no, like, prayer or no, like, intentions of, like, I guess helping them. Like, if you hear that in church someone's struggling, what are we supposed to do? Pray for them. But if you're just there listening to listen and to gossip about it later, then that's different. But I feel like, especially in the church, like, we're all supposed to be brothers and sisters in Christ. Instead of me, I'm just going to use an example. Instead of me judging if, like, Aiden did something, I can pray about it for him, because that's not what we do. Like, I feel like as Christians, we should pray for each other instead of gossiping about each other, no matter the circumstance. Whatever you're struggling with, whatever you're going through, even if it's the tiniest thing, don't gossip. Just say, let's pray for this person, you know? Like, I feel like you can change gossip into prayer. Like, let's pray for this person.
Yeah, it's kind of like how me and Kayla, during like that Wednesday night church group Bible study, I was like, oh, I want to pray for like Kayla because of this situation, but like I didn't go down in details of like, oh, this and this and that.
You don't have to go into detail.
Yeah, I just you know.
Yeah.
It depends on the details. It really does. Okay, I have another question. Let's say you're the one hearing the gossip. What should you do? Should you sit and listen? Should you shut it down? Let's say
She said, wait, where'd you hear this? Did he
yeah.
tell you this? Or are you just hearing this from someone?
Let's say I'm telling you about a situation about a girl, like, oh my gosh, did you hear this guy got suspended? Like, this is what they did. When are you gonna take the step to shut me down? Or are you just gonna sit and listen? Because the listener can be the problem too.
That's a good question. Well, for me, in that like scenario that you used, I like to know when like people do stuff at my school, just because. Well, let me rephrase. Like, if someone gets suspended for like, I don't know, threatening to shoot up the school, then I want to know that. Like, that should be information, I guess. But if they're using it to talk bad about someone, I guess the step I would do to shut you down is like when it gets to like you're just becoming too disrespectful. Like, you're talking about them too much to the point where like you're devaluing them, like just to make you feel better.
Depends on how you say it.
Yes. And then also, I mean, for me at school, like, my friends gossip all the time, and like I never know how to stop it and what exactly to say, because like you said, I want to be that person to like be like the mom, you know? So I just try to mind my business and like put my AirPods in, like go on my phone. That's what I do, because I know there's not enough stuff I could say to make them stop, so then I just pull Samira out of it, so I don't have to listen to it anymore.
I feel like the bravest thing that you can do is just like ask them how does that situation like affect them.
Ooh!
You know?
Ooh. Or how does it involve you? Like, why are they telling you about it?
Yeah.
Like, why does that involve me?
Okay. I was asking this question because personally, what I've done, what I will continue to do, and I don't know if it's wrong, and someone can call me out because I'm always willing to learn, always wanting to be better. So someone told me this is wrong. But Samira, you're telling me about a situation, and it starts going from informing to like, did you hear about this person got suspended, and to they did this, and this, can you imagine? Da, da, da. As soon as I start hearing you go into that way, I'm like, hey, pause. I'll say the word pause. I'm really good at saying pause. Pause. Why are you speaking about it like that? Why are you talking about it like that? Is it your place? Should we be talking about it? Ask them like questions on questions until they shut down. Because that I don't condone. I don't condone gossip. And it doesn't mean that I don't get caught in it, because in this world you get caught in it. It's like a fishing net. You don't mean to get caught in it, but if you're a fish, you can swim into it.
Right. And like back to what you said about like, is it your place? Like, I'm just gonna use an example. Daisy tells me something. Is it my place? Daisy tells me something personal about her life. Is it my place to go tell Kayla? No. If Daisy wanted that to be known to Kayla, she would have told Kayla herself. So you really have to know your place with stuff. Like, if someone tells you something, it's not your place to share it. Wait for that person to be ready to say it, because that's what turns into gossip. Even if you don't mean for it to be gossip, you are gossiping about this person's situation. And even if they didn't say, like, don't tell anyone, like, even if they just left the conversation, and you felt like, oh, since they didn't say, don't tell anyone, I can tell them. It's not your place. If it's not your situation, it's not your place. And that's just done in its deal. Like, if it's my situation, then I can tell Kayla whatever I want about me. If it's not my situation. I can't tell Kayla about Daisy and what everything she has to say.
Yeah.
Like, you really have to know your place, because just because they didn't specify not to tell anyone doesn't mean you can tell people.
That's a big thing I hold in my life.
Yeah.
To me, one thing about my character that I hold at the top of my standards, which I hope, Abby, you see, like, when someone says, don't tell us anybody, I'm like, girl, you don't, or guy, because guys tell me things too. Person, you don't have to say that, because anything you say to me stays with me. If it's personal, if it's not for me to share, I'm not gonna share it. Because if you want to share with that person, you could. If you're telling me, it's because you need an outlet.
Mm-hmm.
You need an outlet, and I'm going to be a person who listens. It's not for me to share. Because if it was for me to share, then you would just be telling everybody. There's a point in why you're telling somebody. If Samir tells me things, which she does, it stays with me.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have to say, Kayla, don't go share this. Because as soon as, if I ever did that, someone take me out of here. Because it makes me upset, unless it's me informing someone really, really close to me about a situation that needs help or that I'm worried or really concerned about. I will never share anything personal, because that's just a thing about my character, and it upsets me when other people share things, because that's what gossip is, and
I understand that, because I tend to do that a lot. Like, if I'm really worried about someone, and I go to my best friend, and I'm like, I'm worried about this person, like I don't know what to do.
You go to a trustworthy friend.
Yes, but also you don't want to go too into detail. Be brief about it. I'm worried about what this person has going on, or what's going on in their life. And that's all you have to say. You don't have to say, I'm worried about them because they're going to blah, 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 and this happened last Tuesday, and this thing's going to happen. You don't have to go all into that. Just say, because I know what it's like to, have people tell you stuff, and you want to help them, but you don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to my trustworthy friend, and I'm like, I'm worried about Kayla. I don't know how to help her with this problem. That's because you help, and you want to care. We're not talking bad about Kayla. And I'm not telling her personal information. I'm just saying that I'm worried about her, and I don't know what to do. But I'm not saying I'm worried about Kayla because she has this, and this, and this, and this going on. You know?
Yeah, it depends on the words you say and how you phrase them.
I agree.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add?
No, not really.
Not really. Yeah. Do you want to check the time on this one again?
Let's check.
8:40.
Oh gosh, it means it's gonna be.
We're at 38.
Hey, we low-key clocked it. Okay, take your seat. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this, if you're a guy, I suggest to watch these two, because they're very informational in different ways. A lot of different perspectives. Anywho, I get to say this again in the same day, but if you haven't, go follow the .unscripted.podcast.31 on Instagram. Go to the bio, go check it out. Take a look at the podcast sign-up sheet if you want to be a special guest like Miss Abby. Also, just stay tuned, stay listening. We really appreciate all the love and support. Make sure to comment any topics you really want to hear about, because we'd love to speak on it. And if you'd love to speak on it, come on the podcast. Yes. We'd love to hear you. We love hearing everybody's opinions.
And don't be afraid. We don't bite.
Well, I'm joking. Oh my days. Anywho, we're so excited for these episodes to go out. We can't believe this is episode 5. Low-key, time is flying. We need to invest in some mics.
Yeah, we're trying.
But we can't wait.
You guys can donate.
That's crazy. But yes, all is accept money. No, I'm kidding. I don't. But we love you guys so much. And this is the Unscripted Podcast with
S
and K. You guys have a wonderful one.